Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our next big update here on El Paso Giving Day. It has been a heck of a day. Very, very fun, very exciting. And we've got some more special guests and stories and updates to bring to you at this 4 o'clock power hour. Again, El Paso Giving Day is brought to you by the Paso del Norte Community Foundation as a way to draw attention to now 213. I saw the numbers have gone up. Nonprofits that are doing amazing local work, and an opportunity to encourage giving and just all the work that nonprofits do, including, of course, the Southwest Coalition for Life. And so before we go any further, just I want to give an update. And the 4 p.m., the power hour is that between now and the next 60 minutes until 5 p.m., the organization that gets the most donations in that hour will receive an extra $1,000 bonus award for this power hour. And then there's not going to be another power hour until 9 p.m. tonight. It's going to be the only two remaining power hours of the day. So that being said, let's take a look. Here is the elpasogivingday.org website. And if you scroll down here, you can see that there's now been over $840,000 donated, over 5,000 donations made to 213 nonprofits. And down here, you can see that these are constantly updating. And now that we hit the power hour, these are going to be updating even more frequently. And so let me look real quick at, we're currently number 4. So I want to make sure I pop this on. Now, if we go and look, the one thing they do is they do break this down by sizes of organizations. So in the medium-sized category, the Southwest Coalition for Life is ranking number 1 still by quite a large margin. And so that is super, super exciting. Everybody's going to be seeing the sanctity of human life just jumping way up in all of these lists and bringing a lot of attention to this very, very important cause as the most preeminent issue for the borderland. And then if we go down, though, and look at the overall charts, you can see that it currently number 4. Now, this has been really tight. It's been bouncing around from between 3 to 6. You can see there's several organizations here, all right around neck and neck with one another. So between now and the next few hours of El Paso Giving Day, this is an opportunity to one, get the power hour boost here within the next hour, and then also to bump this up to make sure that the sanctity of human life is in the top 3, dare I say the top 2, or even number 1 spot for the whole city of El Paso. So very, very exciting. And the other big update is that we've had 97 donors donating $16,805, and we have seen the $10,000 matching challenge that was offered specifically for the Southwest Coalition for Life has been met. So thank you to everybody who helped to make that possible, to double your donation. That now has put us in the running too for additional matching challenge awards that we met our private matching challenge, and you helped to make that possible. But now you can donate to help get those $1,000 power hour awards at the 4 o'clock here, but in the next 57 minutes, and then again at 9 p.m. So this is your opportunity to give if you have not yet. And then also, just if you haven't seen this already, make sure that you don't miss your opportunity to make a reservation for our upcoming banquet on November 30th, Tuesday, November 30th, with Patricia Sandoval, and you can go to coalitionbanquet.com to make those reservations today as well. So that being said, that's good. We'll be coming back to this throughout the next few minutes that we're on live right now at the moment. And remember, you can always drop your comments or questions in live, and we're here with you to answer those. But at the moment, I want to bring on a special guest that I asked to hop on short notice, and he made it possible. And so here is Dr. Joe Poyman from the Texas Alliance for Life in Austin. How are you doing, Dr. Joe?
Mark, thanks so much for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for jumping on the short notice. It seems like you're always willing to do anything to help, and I really, really do not take it for granted. So I was just, one thing that I've been thinking, a lot of people have been asking about, there's just been all kinds of comments with the heartbeat law and all that. And I always try to highlight everything that Texas is doing to help women, especially facing crisis and unexpected pregnancies. What are some of those things happening across the state of Texas, and how can we in El Paso help be a part of that?
Mark, that is a great question, because people are asking us all the time, wow, you've done this Texas Heartbeat Act, and there's some other bills that the legislature have done which haven't received as much attention, but also very important. Well, what have you done for women? Well, the truth is, and this is the secret that people aren't realizing yet, that at the same time the governor and the legislature passed and signed into law the Texas Heartbeat Act and these other bills, they also appropriated a huge amount of money for alternatives to abortion. The state has this very successful alternatives to abortion program. The legislature appropriated and the governor signed into law $100 million for the state's highly successful alternatives to abortion program over the next 2 years. Now, that's a program that provides a variety of services to women with an unplanned pregnancy, from simple things like maternity clothes, baby clothes, diapers, more serious things like job skills, how to find a job, life skills, sometimes very serious things like how to get out of substance abuse, abusive relationships, even how to get out of sex trafficking.
Wow.
These are services that are available to women through almost 200 sites across the state of Texas. And that program will serve 150,000 women every year for the next 2 years. People need to know about that. And there are so many privately funded pro-life pregnancy resource centers, by our count, at like 400 sites, maternity homes, pregnancy centers, adoption agencies across the state. In El Paso, you have at least 3 wonderful organizations that I'm familiar with, and maybe more, and maybe some church-based organizations as well. Your organization is doing something. You've got your own bus with an ultrasound machine. I mean, fantastic stuff. And I hate to say that this way, but El Paso is almost like the gateway to abortion in New Mexico. And you might be the last stop for a woman before she seeks an abortion, because she doesn't know there are alternatives. And when she finds there are alternatives to having an abortion, which is something she doesn't want to have anyway. Mark, I don't know about you all, but we've never met a woman who wanted an abortion because it was her first choice. It's always out of some sort of desperation, or not her first choice. She just felt she couldn't handle the circumstances, whatever they are. So, Mark, I really commend your organization for the great things that you are doing to help women who are with unplanned pregnancies, with difficulties. And, you know, the lives that are changed because of that it's just hard to estimate.
Sure. Well, thank you. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. We were talking about earlier today, like how, you know, the vast majority of women, and that's not something, you know, a lot of people who might be tuning in and just becoming aware of this issue through this El Paso Giving Day, you know, they see this as kind of this controversial thing. You're in one side or the other, but the women who actually are affected by this typically are not pro-choice or pro-life. They feel like they have no choice. You know, they're just scared. They're in some kind of crisis, and typically once somebody is there to help them realize that the baby is not the crisis, you know, that there's something else in their life that is this, and that can be managed: a financial situation, a relationship situation, a housing situation. Usually, of course, then that's all it takes. And like, of course, you know, if only I knew that help was there, they never would have contemplated abortion. So real quick, I just got a comment I want to pull on from Janice Hart. You're right. She says people need to know about that. Appreciate the prayers from New Mexico, especially Las Cruces. We are the gateway to abortion from El Paso. Thank you for all you both do to save these babies and these mamas. And then you brought up that good point too, is that you know, we're seeing now across the state of Texas that you know, many women are being spared from this violence of abortion now past the 6-week limit. But for women who, you know, feel scared and that they have no other option before that, or after that, they're looking up, where do I go? And they're learning that there's no restrictions on abortion. It goes up to the day of birth in the state of New Mexico, which is, you know, a drive away. And it really is, you know, that kind of gateways here. So, you know, that makes it all the more important, I think, for the community of El Paso to step up and be able to offer these resources and connect. And we just were speaking earlier about a woman from Midland who drove over 4 hours, paid for the abortion, and got on the mobile unit, saw her baby, and changed her mind. And we helped her get a refund.
Really?
And we actually just drove to Midland to visit her and bring her all kinds of supplies and to you know, continue to help her in her situation. But is that something that I guess El Paso needs to be more aware of and vigilant, perhaps, than other cities? Is that fair to say?
Well, yeah, because so much of West Texas has no abortions providers, which is a
Hmm.
good thing. So where are they going? They might be going to west into New Mexico and right through El Paso. And gosh, that's such a great story. That's what the kind of things that makes my day, makes my week when we hear about stories like that. And that baby whose life is saved, what is he or she going to grow up to be? Doctor,
Right.
a lawyer, a plumber, a great mother, a great father. It's you've just maybe changed the course of history with
Sure.
that act of kindness that you did. Yeah, so El Paso was extremely important in the whole thing now, especially the whole scene that the Texas Heartbeat Act is in force for as long as the courts allow it, and we pray that that continues.
Is there, and on that note, and well, I don't want to keep too much of your time, but is there anything that maybe there's frequent areas of confusion around the heartbeat bill that people need to be aware of? And what, is it a completely sealed deal? Are there still any questions up in the air? Like, where does that currently stand?
It is up in the air in terms of being enforceable according to the courts.
Okay.
And there are 4 challenges to that law up to the United States Supreme Court, and in as early as tomorrow, they might rule whether they might take one of those challenges, and then the second one. The Harris-Biden administration is bringing one of those challenges to the court. I mean, no secret, the Harris-Biden administration is extremely pro abortion, and they want that law blocked.
Hmm.
There's a big question of whether they have standing to sue, whether they legally have a footing to bring a lawsuit. The abortion providers, Planned Parenthood, Whole Women's Health, other providers in Texas, some doctors, some of these organizations that help drive women, give them money to have abortions, they're all suing to block the law. That's going to be considered by whether the Supreme Court's going to take their case. There are 14 lawsuits in state courts, so it's very complicated, lots of challenges. This Texas law is like none other in the country because it allows citizens to enforce it. That's a big question whether that can go on. But for now, Mark, the law is in effect, and if a baby's heartbeat, yes, heartbeat, you can call it cardiac activity, it's a heartbeat. As soon as that's detected, that baby is protected. At least that's what the law says. So we are thankful that since September 1st now into October 20th, babies have been protected, and we hope that continues.
Amen. Amen. Well, thank you, Dr. Joe, for jumping on short notice. And it really, really means a lot to have your support there in Austin. And I look forward to continuing working together on all kinds of things we've been talking about.
Mark, y'all doing such great work. You're just making us all really proud.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your time, Dr. Joe.
Okay.
God bless. Bye. Okay, folks, there was our good friend of ours from Texas Alliance for Life, Dr. Joe Poyman. And so excited he was able to jump on short notice here for this special Giving Day. Real quick, let's take a look and see where we're at. I haven't refreshed these pages yet for myself to see. And let's see. It looks like we've had a couple more donations come in just the last few minutes since we've been talking. Now up to 97. And and then on this day, looks like we're still in that number 4 spot. Again, just neck and neck. It looks like a couple $100 would push us up over into the number 3 spot. And with a few, several hours still to go for this day. So we've set our goal up to 20,000 to see if we feel like that will give us a pretty good cemented spot here, number 3. But we're going to keep our eye on that because, again, we want the sanctity of human life to be seen as the absolute number 1 preeminent issue across the borderlands. So, okay, that being said, let me now pop on. And we talked to Director of Operations Jessica earlier today. But we have several more stories. I want to bring her back on to talk about. So how are you doing, Jessica?
I'm doing well, Mark. Thank God. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. I had asked earlier. Okay, so I just let me see if I can show you. Right now, got a picture of little Marcos.
Oh, yeah?
She's just saying, thank you so much for the clothes. It fit him perfectly.
Oh, that's amazing. That was, we talked in the last segment, we had talked about baby Marcos was the baby that the mom spared from abortion, and it took his very first steps there in our office, right?
Here, yeah, absolutely.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, so she's super grateful. She said, thank you so much on the message for making the drive out there. I told her that sometimes the lines are pretty long to cross over. So she was very fully aware of that. And she said, I can't believe that you guys would drive all the way over here just to make sure that Marquitos is going to have warm clothes for the fall. And please tell Mark I said thank you so much. So I'm relaying the message.
Well, thank you. You've been instrumental in that story and almost so many. And I just am blown away by your dedication, especially, like I mentioned, not only going to Juarez recently, but even making the trip all the way to Midland just for one mom who, came to El Paso and changed her mind. And so we wanted to be able to show her that, it really meant that much to us, and we were willing to still help and drive all the way to Midland to help her. And you made all that happen. In fact, someone was just commenting too, thank you so much for all you do. God bless you and the Southwest Coalition for Life and all the organizations working to save precious God-given life. Praying for you all. Your prayers mean more than anything else. That lays the foundation for everything. And so thank you, Sam, for your prayers.
Thank you so much. I was
Yes.
going to say, Mark, it's really hard not to make the drive out there and make the drive to Juarez. When you build this relationship with these women, I mean, I personally am so inspired by them because they take such a leap of faith. When they make the commitment to choose life, they really do embark on a journey that allows them to discover how powerful and what heroic women they are. And I love the thing that they all have in common is after the baby's born and after the waters have settled and that black looming cloud is gone, I always ask, how do you feel now? And their response is always the same. It was a momentary panic, and I'm so glad that I was able to weather through that storm, because what I have now is my driving force, my son or my daughter. I would never have done it any other way. And that's only done because, it's only possible because of the prayers of so many people. And I love what Jessica shared with me just a minute ago. I love to see my son and to see who he's going to become. So it's funny that Dr. Joe just said that, that they're future doctors, lawyers, pizza makers, bakers, chefs. Who knows what God has planned for them, but he has a plan. And when we allow him to just do what he's meant to do, we can see the beautiful works that God is doing. And she's telling me he's such an intelligent little boy. He's 14 months, Mark, and he's speaking in almost full sentences.
It's amazing.
Yeah, so that just goes to show you, what happens when we unite and we pray and we see God's plan unfold right in front of our eyes. So
that's beautiful.
Awesome.
It really meant that when I realized that, because my baby girl, who I don't know if you could hear her crying in the background earlier, but she's about the same age, about 14 months right now, and just just the absolute apple of like all her siblings' eyes, just the joy of our life, and it just when I made that connection that she's the same age as Marquitos and that he almost wasn't here, like it makes it, it's oftentimes we think of abortion, we hear the numbers, we think of statistics, we think of these, it's hard to conceptualize, but there's a person, there's a child there, and once you realize that and just really realize the impact of having this, missing from, generations and lives, it's really, 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 it just changes the whole picture. In fact, earlier this week, I believe you said that there was a situation with a young girl.
Yeah,
on the mobile unit.
I was very fortunate enough to counsel a young girl. She's 18, just about to turn 19. And she too is in that situation where at the moment she can't see past the stress of being pregnant right now. And it's really difficult for them. And I can completely understand, because I too was a mother at 19. So I know firsthand the fear that they're facing. It's real. However, I'm able to share with them because she gave me the opportunity to share so much of what I've seen on both ends. I've had the fortune of being able to talk to the women who are so grateful that they kept their baby. I've also been on the other side of that, and I've had women that come up to us at the mobile unit, and they'll just come in and say, I just want you to know that I was here. I was here at the abortion clinic a month ago or 2 months ago or last year, and I have never been the same. My life is upside down. The problem that I had is gone, but so is my baby. Mm-hmm. And I can't ever get that baby back. And if there was any way that I could, just come and say, thank you guys for being out here. A lot of them are not fully healed. I would love for us to be able to connect with them and say, can you share this on can we record you and have other women? They're not there yet. So we just ask for a continued prayer for these women who need, to have that full healing, so that they can forgive themselves for what they've done. But super important, to be able to come back with those stories and share them here with our clients. So our client was here on Tuesday, and she was facing those same fears. So because of the opportunity that I have to be out on the mobile unit and to talk to women, I'm able to share that with the women who are in that situation at the moment. So I was able to communicate to this young girl, the problem you're facing right now is temporary. And the decision to have an abortion, that is a permanent decision that you cannot ever go back on. And you're not just, eliminating this one child, but so many generations that come from that child. And I mean, it was a simple opportunity because her grandmother came with her. And I said, like, for example, if your grandmother had chosen to not have your mom would not exist, you would not exist, and the baby in your womb would not exist. And this is 3 generations that are right here in front of us right now. And I really think that that's kind of what impacted her. And blessed be God that after about an hour and 30 minutes of good conversation and really just talking about the truths of the choices that she has and the consequences that come with that, she got up, she said, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to do this. And my baby is going to be born. And thank you so much for all the resources. We've just connected her and plugged her in with one of the pregnancy centers, Westside Pregnancy Center. And she has an appointment tomorrow at 12. So she's super excited to start this journey. And at the same time, she's super scared. So I just ask for a continued prayers for her and for all the heroes that choose to, allow their babies to have this full life that they deserve.
That's amazing. That's beautiful. Real quick, stick around. I just want to pop this on screen. We just had an update, and someone just made a $500 donation to the Southwest Coalition that pushed us up from the number 4 spot into the number 3 spot, hitting that $17,000 mark. And so thank you very, very much. I believe, let me see. I want to make sure that this was this anonymous? Yes, it was anonymous. Okay, so I'll keep it anonymous, but thank you very, very much. You just popped us into that number 3 spot for the time being. That life is in the top 3 issues for El Paso donors and charitable giving, and that is amazing. So thank you for making that reality. Everybody else, let's continue to give sacrificially, and I really ask yourself, what can we go without so that these moms and these babies can go with? That's really what this is all about. It's not just support. It's not just throwing money at something. This is real. This is
very real.
The mom, Jessica, we spoke earlier about one of the moms that the boyfriend originally was going to help her and got her an apartment and then kind of up and left. And now she's there, needing to make it kind of on her own without knowing exactly how she's going to make ends meet. So, we have that hero fund available. We're able to help her cover rent a little bit till she's able to get on her feet. And so that's where, that it's real. And that's where this is going when you're making the sacrifice to support.
And if I may add to that real quick, Mark, these women are such heroes. She's 7 months pregnant and she has a full-time job. And when she saw that she couldn't make the rent, don't think she waited around to see who was going to give her a handout. She went to the bank and she pulled out a loan. And it just so happened that was the day that I had called her just to find out how she was doing and how she was feeling. And she hesitated to tell me the situation, her financial situation. So it was pretty impressive to see that she had gotten up really early before she could go to work so that she could get that loan. And I asked her, what is it that makes you feel like you have the strength? And she said, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to allow my baby to live in a shelter. So I'll take 2 jobs if I have to. Now, this is a 7-month pregnant woman. And, just to see that is heroic in itself. It is just amazing. And, you saw her apartment, beautiful, cute little apartment. She's so excited to have all the things that she needs for her baby. So this baby has completely changed her life. And again, this is all possible because of the generous donations from our supporters that allow us to have funds in our hero fund. And I love the name for it because that's exactly what it is. We're able to fund our heroes and to help them become the women that they know that they can be. So thank you guys so much for your support. And thank you for the opportunity to be able to go out and do what we do. We just are so beyond blessed and so grateful to you. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. And and that you really highlighted that, we kind of have that as one of our taglines, is helping moms be heroes. But, I really think that is the distinction. We work really hard that unlike some other, pro-life groups out there that, are very noble efforts, but, we don't see this as us going in to save the babies and save, really, if a mom, like I've said it before, but, if a mom who is, scared, feels like she has no other option, and she chooses life in the face of this billion-dollar abortion corporation that, is out to convince her that she needs to spend her money on abortion for this so-called quick fix that is going to then be with her for the rest of her life. And she says she chooses life in the face of this overwhelming culture of death that has been telling her since she was a little girl that this is something that is, they're going to empower her and all that. And she still sees through the lies, and she still says, you know what, I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it the best I can. She's a hero in that situation, and we're not about to take that away from her by claiming that we were the ones in that situation. That's why I say, if anything, we're just there to be the sidekicks. You and your donation today, like on a Paso Giving Day, number one, 100% of it is going to be going to help moms truly be heroes. And it's going to be enabling you to be her sidekick, to be there with her, to just nudge her in the right direction, give her the resource of whatever it is that she's needing to realize that what is the hero decision in her life in that moment. And then even in those situations where, we reach them after the fact, like you said, still being there. And at that point, the abortion industry doesn't provide anything for women who struggle, and they say, oh, you shouldn't, it's not normal to be feeling like this, days, weeks, months, years afterwards. And so we have post-abortion healing ministries that we connect them with that help, women who have been through that same tragic mistake and want to help them find hope and healing and forgiveness, which not only is important for her, but it also helps to prevent future abortions, because so many women end up having repeat abortions unless they can find that healing and that hope. So truly, you're making it possible for somebody to be there to reach this mom on your behalf as the last sign of hope for those going in who feel like they have no hope, and the first sign of mercy for those coming out when everybody else is going to shun and ignore them and shame them. That's not what we do. We're there to love her no matter what. So, all right. Well, that brings us to about close to the end of a half hour. And so, Jessica, thank you. I think you stayed a little bit late to help with this during this.
No problem. I'm super excited. Honestly, I say fill up our pot, because I love what I do. I love to be able to communicate with the moms. I'm just in communications with another mom, Mark, and she chose life back in April as well. She's now in Dallas, and she sent me a link for her baby shower. So we're going to do some baby shower shopping and send some gifts over there to her. So just, I say continue to pray about it, but really truly give sacrificially, because every single dime that you give is such a tremendous blessing to the women. And we're able to really help them in the areas that they most need it. So may God bless you guys a million times for what you do. And thank you so much for being a part of this and helping us be a part of it as well.
Thank you, Jessica. You're awesome. All right. All right, one more quick update. Moving back to the let's see where we're at on the Giving Day charts. All right, so here, this is a little easier to see this way. I think after that $500 donation, we still stand with 98 donors in the number 3 spot overall. We are on the number 1 spot in the medium-sized category by a pretty strong margin. And then you can go to El Paso Giving Day .org again, and that is going to you search for Southwest Coalition for Life, and oh, look at this, we just got one more. Let's see, we got an update. 99 donors now. Let me refresh this once more time, and let me see if this was this made anonymously or Victoria Romero. Thank you so much. Victoria just gave us another donation to put us at 99, and that means that if we get one more donation, that's going to put us over the 100 mark of supporters, donors giving to this cause. And let's take a look real quick too. I think I've only seen, I think, 3 other organizations that are over 100 donors. So that would put us in the top 4 or so of, if you're looking at number of donors. So that who's going to be that 100th person? It might even be, I'm going to try to I'm going to try to extend this out a little bit just to see if we get them here in the next few seconds. But that could be you. You could be the one to be donor number 100 to give here in the next few minutes and put us over 100 donors. You can There's options to keep that anonymous, is your name or the amount or both. And every little bit helps. Again, and here, especially during the 4 o'clock hour, the more, let's see actually if we can see here under, I believe, the leaderboards, the power hour leaderboards. Okay, so we've got several organizations that have gotten 11 or so here in this hour. Oh no, here we're in the medium. Okay, so we'd have to get 10, we'd have to get at least 9. Well, we had 2, so we'd have to get at least 8 more donations, I believe, to get the power hour prize. So we still got 30 minutes. Be sure to spread the word, share this link, invite your friends, and say, hey, before 5 o'clock, make sure you give a few bucks here. And not only is it going to potentially get us that extra $1,000 bonus, but it's also going to, let me look for, here we go. You can just type in Southwest, takes you right to our page. And we're still at 99. So by 9 p.m., we're going to have one more live stream event tonight at 9 p.m., which is the last power hour of the day. And so we'll see if we can get any additional guests or anyone to jump on short notice for that last power hour. But in that time, let's see if we can get over the 100 mark of donors and solidify us in the number 3 spot overall. Or even bump us up potentially a little bit higher. Oh, look at this. That one hasn't updated yet. That one's still 98. So it's neck and neck here, guys. Number 3, number 4, really close spots there. And so keep okay, I was just on a quick message. So keep going, guys, because it's not over yet. And okay, there's the 99 though, and that just refreshed, came in, and we're still there now. The number 4 spot now. So I got to update our little ticker here at the bottom. Number 4 again. We can bounce them back and forth all day, but it is not over yet. We've still got what several hours before midnight tonight. So all right. Well, that being said, guys, again, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you will get the notification on your phone. That you'll get the notification on your phone for when we go live at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. Also, if you're watching this and you happen to be in any other state or country, there are bonus prizes for the folks who get the donations from the furthest distance away from El Paso and for the most states of the 50 states. So even throwing $10 at this from, if you happen to live in a different state, we've already got several from, obviously New Mexico and Texas, but if you live in another state, your $10 gift could easily become I think those are $500 and $1,500 awards. So it's an excellent return on your investment of $10 or so. So, all right, folks, that being said, we will be back at 9 o'clock and see you then. And thank you again for all your prayers and your support to help moms be heroes.